Good afternoon, my valued viewers. Yes, it's afternoon, but it is the Monday update. I filmed with my camera this morning and the contrast on the TV was wrong. It was too dark in here. You could hardly see my face. The autofocus focused on my face and then on the TV, which means my face was out, and then back on my face and the TV was out. So I'm using my camera, which has got a deeper depth of focus because it's a smaller lens. This little thing that you're looking at through it is about, what, 2 millimeters wide. The one I use is like a 40 millimeter camera lens. Anyway, £7.10 for a PlayStation 3 game. This is the same one that I sold for £7.71. I think it was £7.71. Anyway, with some discount, I sold the last one of the bundle. And unfortunately, there weren't any more on the multi-listing, so that multi-listing of 2 is dead. Never mind. Next. £34. This is the one that was bought and then cancelled the week in the last video. That's a fortnight ago. There wasn't anything worth showing you last week, quite honestly, in either sales or pickups, because the pickups were crap. It's like half a page of a book this size. I've gone down to a smaller book. Yeah, it's half a page of the book this size. And apart from a laptop and charger, which was £10, I didn't spend anything that was more than a £5. Yeah. But the laptop might sell for 40. It's a compact Presario, 16-inch. I'm just saying, I won't show you it. It's a laptop. It's black. It opens. It's better than the one I used for my eBay, but this has got all this stuff on. So, you know. Anyway, £34 for a PS2 Action Replay disc. And I got the money this time, and I sent it out, and they haven't asked for a return. £8.95 for a PlayStation 4, FIFA 21. FIFA 23, sorry. Can you read that? It says PlayStation 5, actually. FIFA 23, PlayStation 5. I'm not sure where I got this, but it was in with a bundle of £1 games. PlayStation 5. Yeah, okay then. I'll sell it for £8.95. I don't mind. These are bought for myself. So I haven't mentioned them before because I thought I was keeping them. But they were pinching on the front. They're walking shoes rather than trainers. Harder soles, thicker, heavier. Okay for up and down rocky terrain. Anyway, they were pinching my toes at the front. So, yeah, I sold them. They cost me a £5. Sold them for £23.55. They were really clean. And, yeah, if I'd had the box, I could have sold them as like new. But they weren't in the box. They were just loose. So I got £23.55. I think they'd probably be about £32 new. So that's a really good price, I think. £7.95 for the Faulty Towers. This is out with that tray that I bought a couple of weeks ago for £2. It's in the latest video that was released today. And by the way, I'm one shot in this. Yeah. Hopefully, no editing. And if I make mistakes, just accept or not. It's up to you. Some people must like it. I've got 12 new subscribers this month. So some people like the way I'm doing my videos now. £7.95. The tray cost me £2. So I'm a couple of quid in profit after posting it and paying the fees for the whole tray on the one item. And I've still got I have still got 50 of them left. I haven't sold them all off yet. I might have sold a couple, I don't know. Hot wires. £13.99. Yeah. I'll tell you about that later. Yeah, £13.99. Hot wires. You pay your postage and you get basically these hot wire things. They come for £3-4. I think at some points I did spend £7 delivered for them unvinted. And I think I got 2 boxes like that. One box at it's like £3.50 plus fees plus delivery. Well, if you go to a charity shop, they're like £3.50 anyway, or a car boot, they're roughly the same price. But they have all the components in, and I've already made a listing. I haven't completed it yet with all the different. There's about 60 different components in it, and you've got to take photographs front and back of all of them. So I haven't managed to finish it yet, and then price them up compared with other people who are selling them loose. But other people, like, they've got one listing and they've made 60 sales. So yeah, why not, eh? Anyway, I've sold that, 14 quid. This was nice, or at least it would have been if it hadn't been cancelled. Yeah, so it was £25.94. I got it off the shelf. It's a good job I use my laptop for wrapping, because I got it off the shelf, started wrapping it up. It's in bubble wrap now, yeah? I'd put it into a box and they cancelled while I was just considering putting it, you know, packaging around the box and putting it into a black bag and all that, because it was I don't know what type of box it was. It was probably Mission Preservative Flour Tortillas. There's one down there just like it, which I got from Aldi. Yeah, I think I got them from Aldi. I think they do Mission tortillas. Anyway, 0, 0, 0, 0, if you include all the pennies that I didn't get. $14.19 for the Roberts radio alarm clock. This is the second one. The one that was in the box went for $13.49 because it was £15 and discounted off. This was the original price, £10 plus postage, or $9.99 plus postage. But I paid £3 for that. Yeah. So after fees and all that, I probably only make about £4. Yeah. Never mind. It's not too bad. This I bought for £2 with that Buster Move that I saw last week. That was £2. I bought this one for £2 as well, and another burnout for £2. But I got £9 for that for burnout 3. Really good price, and obviously it was only £2 to post and about £1.30 in fees. I think that is. It's in the video game section, so it's 9.9% plus VAT, so that's 12% of 89 of, so it's like, and it's about £1 plus VAT. So yeah, and then there's 30p plus VAT, so probably about £4.40 actually. So £3.40, leaving me £5.60. Cost me £3.60 profit. That's not too bad. You can never get more than about 35-40% on a single game because the postage is so high compared with the price of the goods. Like, for instance, £2 out of a £10 item, or £3 out of a £10 item, it's 20 or 30% of the goods. But if you sell something for £45 and it costs you £4 to post, or even £6 to post, it's a lot less, isn't it? Or, I mean, there's plenty of times I send something for like £45. I did this morning, and I've sent it for £3.20. £3.45, I think. £3.45 for Royal Mail Tracts, isn't it? Insured up to £150. Anyway, £7.95 for this. This one is one of the 3. I already had some, and they were cheap as well. But I got 3 a couple of weeks ago for 50p each. No, it was 50p for 3. So 16p. Sold it for £7.95. That's not bad. Good markup that. This was off the same stall. I got 2 power supplies, or chargers, whatever. One was a power supply, one was a charger, and 2 figure 8 cables. Consider the figure 8 cables as a throw-in, and these were 50p each. Good price, so £12 out of that is mine. No, that's not right, is it? It's 16 quid. £10 out of that is mine. after fees and postages, roughly. So that's not bad at all. Next, this was a Mattel juice box. This is I got from the charity stall. Yeah, charity stall at the car boot. I think I had it on video about a month ago. I think it was £1 each, £2. So for $26.08, that's a discounted off from $29.99. That's why it's 08. And that included postage. I'm all right with that. The username suggests it's something to do with a television company. I'm not naming any names, but this is a little tech box, MP3, MP4 player with a video screen. It's only something like 480 by 240 screen color, but it does have like a little chip that you can plug in and play video through it, and it also has space to put an SD card into a chip and then plug it in as well, and it has a thing where you can put it onto the SD card with software for the XP, because it was 2003 or something. 2004. There you go. And yeah, state of the art in 2004. No, I don't think so. I think probably Apple iPods were. Did they have video on the iPods back then? I don't think they did they? I think the video iPods came out after the smartphones, but only just. Anyway, so fees and everything off, I'll probably come away with 20 quid. This is another nice one. $7.79. Free in that bag of games that I got for like 30, 32. I can't remember the exact price. Actually, when I was reviewing the footage this morning, I found some pickup videos on my camera that I'd taken on a wet afternoon. It was bright but wet, and so I'd been to the parcel pickup point for Vinted. What do they call it? Locker, parcel locker. And got 3 parcels out, and I also had this bag, and I did about 2 hours of video on my camera, just going through them and picking out each one and saying whether this was a good game or not. There's some real gems for about 2 minutes, but there's 2.5 hours of the stuff. So I might release a few little bits of that here and there over the coming period, but I might not either, depending. Anyway, this was part of the bundle that I didn't actually count as any money. I sold one in the previous video for $6.99 that was free. I cleaned it, it worked. I cleaned this, it worked. On the PS1, Digimon. Yeah, Digimon. Those are like pre-Pokemon. Rumble Arena. And yeah, basically upgrade your little animal, and there's a fight scene. You can fight other little animals, yeah, and then they transform in the middle of the arena into the next level up. Very Pokemon style. Anyway, $7.79. It's all profit after the postage and the fees. The fees are going to be about £1. The postage is going to be about £1. Leaves me over £5 profit. Nice. Next, here's one that I'm selling it for half that price, but it cost me a lot more. This was either £1 or £1.50 or something like that in a bundle, and it was just too much, really, considering I sold it for $3.99. I probably made 30p if that. Never mind. Don't forget there's £2 postage and the fees. Yeah. So I might not have made anything, actually. This was nice. That one, not that one, this one. £10 profit. I got 3 of these for £5 off a guy on a stall. Yeah, willow tree. Don't like them. I think they're crass and vulgar. And there's no artistry in them either, quite honestly. But they're made of resin and they're mass produced in China for people who really don't understand what art is. But it doesn't matter to me. I made the money out of it. Right. £109.99. You might have just seen that when I overshot. The Kenwood Chef mixer that I picked up in the last video. This cost £10. I give it a right good clean. You know how bad it was if you saw the last video. If you didn't, I'll put a link to the last video at the end of this video. It's not going to be a long, particularly long video, this, so you might have the chance to watch it. And in fact, if you really want to improve my channel, watch another video of my channel after my channel. It's called Binging, and YouTube really likes that. It's a big bonus. It's nearly as much as giving a thumbs up. If you want to really improve the channel, give me a thumbs up. Okay. Yeah. Give it a right good clean. Took some really good photos. I took a video of it running. Yeah, I know. High technology or what? With my phone. Square. Because eBay loves square video for some reason. And yeah, £109.99. That was actually on an offer. She sent me a message and it said, my mum's Kenwood's just gone wrong and she doesn't really get on with modern stuff. This is very similar to what she had. She's old. She just wants a Kenwood, another Kenwood. That's fine. Push my emotional buttons, why don't you? Empathy or what? I don't care. I'll still sell you it at the price that I was always going to sell it for. Anyway, she sent that as a message. And I thought, oh, maybe she's already used up all their offers. And she's trying to get me to change the price because she doesn't want to send an offer. Anyway, I said, look, I don't discuss pricing anywhere but on offers because you get 3 goes. And the offer button is below the buy it now button on the listing. And she said she couldn't find it. And so I looked in the offers section and my minimum offer was £85. It was there. There was no question that I had on offer on the listing. Anyway, I upped the minimum offer because she'd already said she was looking to spend £90 to £100. And I wasn't willing to do 90, so I upped it to 100. The 85 was a come on to people who might be sending a cheap offer, like half what I listed it for, £139.99 plus postage, which is like 150 quid. So yeah. Anyway, I said to her, the minimum offer is 100, but I'm not discussing anything else until you make an offer on the listing, because obviously now, I don't know whether it's percolated to everyone, but it took ages to percolate to me. Now, if people put an offer in, they also have to put their payment information in, and then if the offer's accepted, it's automatic. So in order to front up an offer, you've got to be willing to pay for what you say. So anyway, the offer came in at £100 plus postage, and I accepted that. Nice. It actually cost me more than £10 to post, because I used an extra strong box that I actually paid for, but I cut down a load of these spare boxes that I got from the charity shop, because the charity shop gives me boxes now. Whenever they're overly stocked with boxes, they'll say there's a load out the back if you want some. And I go around the back with my car and fill it up. And so I did the other day, actually, before I bought this. Before I sent it, sorry. But none of them were the right shape. The ones I used to pay for, which I've run out of, but I don't care because I've got loads of really nice boxes at the moment, was just the right size. So I did bubble wrap it, about 3 layers of bubble wrap, and then wedged it in with cardboard inside the other box So there's about 6 layers of cardboard all the way around it. Really good, strong box. Great. And some columns in the corners to stop it getting crushed. And so, yeah, it took me about half an hour to wrap, but it was well worth it considering. It took probably an hour to clean, photograph, and it was already pat tested and guaranteed to work for 6 months because it was bought from BHF, British Heart Foundation, not British Home Stores. So, yeah, about £85 profit. Can't go wrong, can you? And then the last thing of the week, one of those cameras that I got loads for 40 quid. I think there was probably 175. I worked out there was about 175. I've tipped at least sort of, well, not I haven't tipped them. I've still got them in a bag. I'm going to auction them in and about 80, maybe more, actually. And I still haven't gone through at least one bag. But I've already had several £100 back. Anyway, that's about £20 profit for me. And it's all profit because, as I say, I've had all that back. I'm several £100 into profit on that deal. And that's the end of that. What's happened there? Oh, yeah. Basically, I can close that down. So the week was, can you read that? Let me just expand it. Last week, all orders, £358.36. 35. £358.35 for only 17 items. So I could have probably done twice as much, but you know, okay, fine. No, I won't show you that yet. We'll leave it on there for a moment. Right, pickups. Yeah, I know. No SpongeBob. I told you I was one shot in it. I'll just drink your coffee. That'll give you time to have a breather. You can always pause it and come back. I'm going to put the chapters in the bottom. Right. What I bought at North Caven and Hull. I will tell you about the first thing I bought last, because it's the star of the show as far as North Cave's concerned. So I'm going to run upwards rather than downwards down the page. So first thing I'm telling you about is 3 power supplies. That one, and this one. These cost me 50p each, £1.50. I was digging somebody's boxes, and the reason that it's the bottom is I always dig in people's boxes last. I go for the big obvious things first. Digging people's boxes, like with this sort of stuff, in last, because there isn't as much profit margin in. But I'm beginning to think I'm wrong. I'm beginning to think what I should do is rush around at the beginning of the thing, seeing the electrical people put stuff out like this, and say, I'll give you £5 for that box, like I used to. Because I paid £1.50 for these. Sony 10-volt AC adapter. I can't find out what it's for. It's 10 volts, 1.3 amps, I think. It's written down on it somewhere. 10 volt, 1.5 amps. It's a bit of an odd number, but I think it might be for something like a Vio, but they normally say Vio on if they're for the actual Vio equipment. So maybe it's for a printer or something. Maybe it's got a little barrel jack, so I don't think it's it could be for a laptop, but that would say Vio on, so I'm not sure. It's not for a TV, it's too small. 10 volts is just too small for a TV. They run on a minimum of about 12 volts, and I think the Sony ones run on about 15. Then there was this one. It's just a standard 12 volt 2 amps with a barrel jack. That's another 50p. And then there was this one. This is one that attracted me to the box because I saw the name on the back of it. Nintendo. Can you get the flash? There we are. There it says Nintendo. There you see. There's a flashing line. Actually, I could probably bring it right up. There you go. There you are. You can see it now, can't you? Nintendo. Anyway, that's a switch power supply. And it's worth about 14 or 15 quid. Anyway, another 50 pence there. So that was £1.50. Marvellous. A BT everyday phone. As I say, it's the backwards. I'm going around and looking at people's dregs at this point, by this point. 50 pence. And everything's in there. And of course, even if the phone didn't work, but it looks like it's brand new, there's the power supply. I mean, when I say brand new, I mean hardly used, maybe turned on and turned off again. And it's in really good nick. It's got its batteries in it. It's got a base power supply line. But let's face it, who's using phones these days? Even the BT ones are being replaced. I believe if I hadn't got rid of my line, my landline, I think by the end of this month, on July, they're replacing them with the fibre optic lines, and you have to have a subscription to that on your Wi-Fi in order to have, and obviously they're doing it in order to keep you on the their brand of Wi-Fi. Bit of a rip-off, really. I got an Epson ink for 50 pence. Yeah, I know, it's all 50 pence at this stage. 50 pence for an Epson ink. And I think I have pulled up the sales prices on these. It's a bit snapped off, but it's not been opened. It's just been crushed. And it's out of date. 25/02. February this year. So what's that? 5 months, 6 months, 4 months? 4 months out of date at the end of this month. So really, not very out of date at all. And the prices of these are going for is, oh, I made it bigger, didn't I? Just hold on. Let's shrink it down again so you can see the normal page. That's the sold price, £7 of one that was expired. But the prices of the ones that aren't expired, £25. There's the expired one, £23.49. Don't forget, it's only 3 months expired. 34 for 2. So yeah, I'm not going to sell it for 7. I'm going to try for maybe 15 delivered. Might as well. Some more 50 pence stuff in a second. You know, I've missed some 50 pence stuff out. I went to a stall and she said it's 50 pence for anything in these trays, or 3 for £1. So I bought 3 for £1. And I think I hit lucky on this. What attracted me was this camcorder tape, 50 pence, Memorex. It's sealed, new, obviously. On its card, 50p. Well, no, it was 3 for £1, so 33p. Hook and loop tape. Now, I've got some black of this, but I can never find it. And when you find half of it, the other half's not there. You know how it is. Anyway, that's hook and loop tape. This is really useful. I wouldn't sew it into my clothes. That's what it's for. I would glue it onto the back of a TV and put the same on the back of the remote. And then you've always got somewhere to stick the remote. And maybe I'll do that on those mini TVs over there, because then you don't lose the remotes. Or you can just stick it on the wall. Anyway, useful stuff. And the third one was this. It's like a game with balls in. It turns out there's a battery in the back, but I did put the battery in and it's not running yet. It's dirty. things about Dare Tree. So I'll see if I can get it running. This is a Tommy Tricky Traps. And I believe I've got a picture of the sold listings on eBay. There we go. £40 plus postage, £31.99 free post. £87 in Italy plus delivery. £52 on an offer accepted. And then there's one for £21 because there's always an outlier who sells it too cheap, because that's how it works on eBay. There's somebody who doesn't look things up before they sell them, and then they sell it too cheap. So anyway, all the things seem to be working. You press this button for the next ball, you press this button and all the little levers inside them. And I'm assuming the battery is for the timer and the little things that make the balls move about. I don't know exactly, but there you go. Possibly 40 quid. That's nice. Oh, shove it on the back. There, that'll do. What else did I buy in Hull? I bought these 3 remote control plugs, sockets, with 2 zappers. They both work, and you can program them so that you plug them in the wall, you program it with a button there and the choice of up to 5 buttons on and off. On is that one, off is that one. Easy. And yeah, I recently got a silver version of these. It's smaller than this actually, but these are great because I can put them on my video game consoles and have them numbered 1, 2, 3 and 4. So I'm only turning one console on at a time instead of all of them on the one switch, which is what I'm doing now. So that's equipment. Yeah, 5 video games. I paid £4 for these, all off the same stall. Quite honestly, I think I didn't need to buy all 5. I could have probably got 3 of them and paid 3. Never mind. Paid 4. Tiger Woods PGA 11. It's a 50p game if ever I saw one. Same with that really. WW2K15 for the Xbox 360. Just Cause 2. It's not too bad a game, that actually. It's all action. If you like your shooting and your running and a bit of stealth, actually, it's not bad. And I think I've already got that in the multi-listing. I have for the PS3 anyway. I played it the other week and listed it. Disney Infinity 3. That's about a £5. And Wolfenstein 2, which I've got the picture listing here. Going for between £4.66, £6.12 and £6.55, £6.99. I'd be happy with £6.99. Oh, that's the new Colossus. Oh, this is the new Colossus. Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus. Yeah. This is the one that's £10 for PS4. So those cost me £4. I got the hot wires for £4. Now, you've just seen the listing. I won't put it back up. I've cancelled the little app. Where I sold this bit here, I've already put them in the positions so that I can wrap it, because I've already taken photographs of the other one, basically with them all in the same positions. Why bother taking new photos? This is a real clean, no scratching anywhere. So yeah, that's the £13.99. It'll sell at that without any discounts, because I've sold it 3 or 4 times already on the same listing. And that leaves all the other components, and they're all there. So yeah, the battery boxes alone sell for like £5 or £6 delivered. So one of those is like £4 plus postage, and I've got 2 of them. And then there's all the other components, which they'll just sell gradually out once I've done the listing. One thing that does sell quite well is the manual, because people obviously keep the kit and then they lose this, and that one's good. So that whole thing costs £4. It's complete, but like I say, I'll sell the studs with the wires. They're not wires really, they're like plastic shapes with metal strips underneath. I'll sell that separate on the same listing I've already sold on. And then I got Horrible Histories box of blood-curdling books. Blood-curdling box of books. Sorry. Anyway, it's in really good nick. In fact, it's completely unread. Not a single mark on any of the backs of the books. All nice and clean, you see on the top. Box is lovely. No dents, no scratching. So I'm looking for the full 20 quid on that. Cost 4. Should get 20. Everybody else seems to be getting that sort of money. But if I took 16, I'd be happy. You know, it costs 4. And here's the highlight of the week, which was the first thing I bought. Highlight of North Cave. First thing I bought. Because I got there early and this guy was just getting this out and putting it down when I looked at it. Well, no, he was getting it out of a box, a plastic box, and laying it all out. And I said, oh, you've got this stuff here. And he's like, yeah, but it's all part of a bundle. I want to sell the whole thing at once. Let me finish this. Turn my heater off. I'm like, oh, okay. Anyway, what it is Hornby Triang gear. And yes, there's a bag full. So he said, so I said, well, how much is it? Because there's like 1, 2, 3, there's about 6 or 7 bits. And he's like, oh, I want 20 quid. I mean, it's a fair price for Triang and Hornby gear. Quite honestly, it's a very fair price. But I hadn't looked anything up. And I wasn't going to look it up in his presence right there and then. I didn't want to walk away. So I shot him an offer of 15. And he like, yeah, all right then. Fine, yeah. Would you like the box? And I'm like, no, it's all right. I'll put it in the bag. So what did I get? I got HM 2000 power supply. It's a 16 volt, 12 volt amps, 16 volt, 12 volt amps, and 16 volt, 6 volt amps. 3 different supplies. On the back, there you go. You can see there's places to put the wires and connectors on each side, and there's a separate switch forward and back, and the speed of the train. Pretty good. If it's working, I have to test it. Yeah. So anyway, if I look that up, we'll call it a Hornby. Yeah, it's Hornby, that one. Hornby HM 2000 power controller. That sounds about right. There we go. Search. £47. Don't forget, I paid £15 for the lot. £47 for that one. £42, £69 in the box, brand new. Well, it says guaranteed though, tested and guaranteed. The box looks a bit rough. That one's even better, £69 plus postage. 45, 51. So yeah, if I was to get £40 for that, I'm well into profit already. And that's the first thing out the back. I know. There's a smaller one for a lower voltage because it's just a plug with a voltage thing. I think this is maybe, I don't know, this is 19 volts, half an amp, 9.5 watts. Okay. So it runs at a maximum of 9.5 watts, half an amp output. So it's a smaller train set than those 6-volt amps. Yeah. What was it? 19 volts at 6-volt amps. It's like 3 amps. No, it's still less than half an amp, isn't it? What was it? 16 volts at 12-volt amps. Okay. It's nearly 3/4 of an amp. Whereas this is like less than half an amp. Fair enough. Anyway, that's another power supply. And I was like, oh, that's looking good. And then there's another power supply. This one's a Hornby 900 power control. I'll look this one up as well. Let's put that there. It's in the box, this one. I don't know whether it's good in clean and new in the box. We'll have a look. Oh no, it's quite well used, this. I hadn't even looked in here. It's quite dusty, well used, old plug. Does it even have the right switching gear on the front? There's a sort of... Ah, there we are. Oh, it's got all the switches, direction, power. Oh, the power button thing there is broken. Slightly. So I might not get full value. We'll see what the price is. So what's this one called? R900. R900. As I say, I haven't looked this one up. I looked up a couple of things out of this box, but not this thing. £5.20, £8.50, £11. Not as much. Nowhere near as much, in fact. Fair enough. Not a biggie, considering what I've already got out of them. Out of this bundle. And there's more to come. What did I do with that? Oh, I was going to put it on the side. I'll put it there. It's fine. And then there's... I'll show you these bits and I'll show you the prime. There's a Triang Hornby Southern 328. There's no plastic cover on this. It's just loose. It has actually fallen out of this a couple of times. It's loose in there. But it all seems like it's in good nick. And it's called an R868 tank locomotive. M7. I don't think it's the original one for this because it doesn't. It says with glowing firebox, and this one doesn't have a glowing firebox. So I'm assuming this is not the train that was meant to be in this box, but it does fit, so I've left it in. Southern 328. £64. Okay. 19 quid. M7 328. That's the one. That is definitely the one. M7 Southern 328 body only. Body only, 15 quid. Okay, I'm happy with that. And also, it's got its tender. This is a Southern 795. I wonder if every single one's got their own identifier. So if I put Southern 795 up, whether it'll bring that up. Oh, it's brought a train. Oh, it's brought up this train. This is another train that comes with it. So this may be the tender for this train. I don't know how that fits. Like that somewhere, like that. So this one's called I don't know what this is called. It's got some sort of trailing lead thing on it. This is a Southern 795 loco and tender, untested. £13, £29, £35, £34. So this is definitely the one in that picture, look. It's got this sort of leading carriage underneath, which is loose. This is so it can go around corners. I do believe this is designed to go backwards, because it's got the hook that for pulling at the front. So this is like, it does say Sardinian, Sardinadan there, doesn't it? It actually has a little sticker there. And even a close-up, you're not going to be able to read that, but I can read it, and it says Sardinadan. Okay, 34 quid. With the tender. I think this is meant to be on a pivot, so it pivots back and forward, but it's just loose. There's a pin that sticks out and a hole, but the two are not connected, so maybe it needs some work. I'll have a look at the other photos. I'll research it on the internet. I'm sure I can find something about fixing Hornby trains, because they're so sought after, especially the metal ones. So that's nice, 34 quid for the two of those. But that's not the worst. I've got a couple of plastic tenders there, like locomotive coal skull. It says coal on it, that's what they are. Coal tanks. Wooden one and a steel one. Modern. Modern. From, do you know, back in the day, we used to play on what we used to call the wreck, which was a train line that ran over the back of my garden back in Hull, because that's what kids did then. We actually had a little moped. We'd ride back and forward, or try to get it working and ride back and forward on the wreck, which was a fenced off bit from between a footpath and the playing fields, where the train run back and forward. And every day there was always a coal train. Yeah, every day. And it would run for about 25-30 minutes all the day. I mean, it took that long to get past. There was that much coal on it coming out of Hull Port, because they had big hoppers full of coal. They were in delivery, importing, and it would be running to Drax, because Drax ran on coal back then, not chopped up trees from America. It ran on coal. Yeah. Anyway, that was that. And so, yeah, coaches like that, full of coal, 20 minutes. At least 20 minutes. I'm not exaggerating there. That's how long it took for the train to run past. Hundreds of coaches. And then there's some back Gauge Master Scenics. These are the back. There's three. I've opened it and had a look, but they are new. Back scenery for your train. So I'm assuming if you're building a diorama, you would have scenery. Yeah, for your train station to sit in front of. And it looks like nice rolling countryside. In fact, it's called the countryside back scene. So there you go. 3 images above, creating a back scene measuring approximately 304 millimeters high by 2,700 millimeters long. That's not bad, is it? 12 inches by 108 inches. Suited to the 0-0 scale. That's what those trains are on. I know that because I've got another train here, new in the box. Yes. And there's little men. These are called Graham Farish by Bachman N-scale figures. 1960s and 70s line-side workers. These are 13 quid. New in the box. Well, they are new in the box. There you go. 13 or 14 quid delivered. So that's like a tenner to me. Not bad. Oh, let me just get those plastic trains, put them back in the box bag. Don't want them falling off. Yeah, very nice. But that's not the last piece. The last piece is this piece. This guy, new in the box. Not sealed. It's been opened and looked at, but it's never been taken out and played with. It's a collector's item, this. It's called the Steam Locomotive AIX Class Terrier OP. I don't know what these numbers mean, but I did put the barcode in because it's got a barcode there. So anyway, we'll do that again now. And yeah, 505 5286 691126. Enter. Here we go. Hornby double O gauge Terrier 060T British Railways. That's the one. 32646 it says on the back here, and that's what it says there. DCC fitted. £119. Sorry, £118 plus postage. Show you it. There you go. It's in the plastic, so it's difficult to see exactly. So if I pop it out without damaging it at all, and you slide this bit out and pop this bit off the top. I'm not going to do that, it's taped up. Fair enough. Oh no. Oh no, it's taped, yeah. Okay. So anyway, it says British Railways 32646 on it. And they're going for £117.99, £120. That's the only two that have sold. But they're both brand new. Just like this one is. So yeah, I'll be looking for 120 quid. Why not, eh? And those are selling for 120 quid. They actually sell for that. 2 this month. Sorry, in May. 2 in May. I don't know whether there's any up for sale at the moment. Let's see if there's any not sold yet. Could be the reason they're not sold yet is because the people are after 150. There's one that's not new for 100. Don't forget, new in the box. £133.99. I was right. Somebody's after a lot more than 120. So I could probably go with £125. Plus postage with offers. Yeah, there's no offers on that. Brand new. Hampshire models. So whoever bought this probably bought it from somebody like that. And yeah, not bad for £15 for that lot. Any one of these 4 or 5 items sold will make me all my money back plus a big profit. If I sell all of them, I'm probably £200 in profit on a £20 sale, on a £15, sorry, £15 buy. Oh, just a second. I've got an offer on something. They sent me an offer of £20 on a £23.31 quiz pub machine. Well, yeah, okay then. Cardiff. I'm not even going to counter that. I'll accept it. £20. Cost me £1.60 in the charity shop. I know. £2.50. £2.50 this one. Yeah. Accept. And of course, now I'm onto the new scheme. They can't make an offer until they've put the card in. So it's basically a guaranteed sale now. So I'm pleased with that. Yeah, last week wasn't brilliant, but this week's shaping up to be really good, especially if I put these on at reasonable prices. And I've already sold that thing that was in the black guitar shaped box. No, I did. Yeah, I made a video earlier on, and yeah. Anyway, onto the whole stuff. Let me just put this stuff away. I don't want to damage it. I don't want it damaged at all, really. All this Hornby stuff. So I'll put it big, heavy stuff first, and keep the light stuff up to the top. That's light. I've got one more power. Oh, I'll leave that power supply there. Yeah. So yeah, it could be 250 quid's worth of gear there. Nice. What was I doing next? Hull. I haven't told you about what I bought in Hull. I know it's coming up to an hour now. I probably might cut a bit of this out. I said I wasn't going to, didn't I? Logitech TAC3 joystick. These are always good, but they're also bulky. So the minimum postage is about £4.09. I think it might be £4.09 by every, because they don't mind the size of something as long as it's light. And it's under 2 kilos, but because it's thick, Royal Mail charges like £5 odd. That was £2, not bad. I've got a Scar Q, 1 terabyte. Didn't have the remote, unfortunately, and it isn't the one with the power supply, so I can't sell that separately. This is the main box that Sky doesn't really particularly like us to sell these. I've been told off a couple of times. I don't want to lose my account, so I might just strip this. I might sell it off quick. I've done that a few times, and every time I list one, I get told that I can't have it on, and they would have taken it off me if I hadn't already sold it. But they don't stop the sale going through. No, I think I might strip this for the hard drive. You can still get 20 quid for the hard drive. I've got plenty of them now, so I don't really need to keep them. But yeah, this is what I put all my YouTube videos on. Hard drives I've stripped out of Scar Qs. That's a 1 terabyte. I think the last one I stripped out of, the one with the silver edge on, is a 2 terabyte. And that's what I'm using for the YouTube videos at the moment. Anyway, that's 20 quid's worth, maybe 15. That's okay. If I strip it. Why am I even got this machine on now? I've neglected turning it off, that's why. Oh no, it's because I was looking things up, isn't it? Okay, doesn't matter. Then I got the Logitech after the Sky Q. I got 3 Blu-rays off a lady, mainly because she didn't have anything else, and I saw one thing that I wanted to watch, Dark World, Thor, and then I got 2 of them, and it was 3 for £1. Planes and Iron Man 3. I've seen both of those, but I thought, you know, they'll go on to a bundle. I've got a few other Marvel films actually that I'll probably bundle together, put on Vinted after I've watched that. Yeah, they're a quid for the 3. Not too bad. I got some video games. Yeah, I know. I always get them when I can. 4 for £3. No, £2 for these. 4 for £2. And 1 for £1. PS2. Fighting Fury, £1. Well, they're only going for like 6, maybe 7. It's nothing special. In fact, I'm not even sure that they're going for that. PS2, fighting. You have to put Fury in because there's too many fighting games on the PS2. Fighting in Fury. 15 results for Fighting Fury. It's already deleted. £5, £2.82, £4.93, £5.92. So it's all over the place. It's in good nick. It's got the manual. So yeah, I'll probably look for £5.92. Yeah, that cost £1. She did have loads of others, but that was the cheapest. And she's like, oh, they're all £2 except they're priced up. And I'm like, oh God, here we go. I said, you know, they're not £2 games, these, darling. I didn't say darling. It sounds really patronising, that. I said love. Because I called people love at the car boot. I said, they're not £2 games, these, love. Can you do me a discount if I buy a few? No. Fair enough. Anyway, I did ask for a discount on these, and they offered me them at 50p each, because I think these were originally £1 each. Battlefield 4. These are all in decent nick. Resident Evil 5. Forza Motorsport 3, but it's got 4 inside it. So, yeah, all right, that'll be disc only, or put it in a different box. And Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Brand new and sealed with a smashed up corner. But the disc's brand new and sealed, so you can guarantee it's okay. Anyway, the 4 of them cost £2, so that's not too bad. I got 3 more items for £1. Let me get them out. Another power supply. This one's a TP-Link power supply. This one's oh no, that was separate. This is an infrared adapter for a Sony VOW, whatever, infrared adapter for a Sony laptop. Infrared receiver. It's got a number. They are selling. There's no real way I can test it. I'll give it a good clean and list it. And if it says, if they say it doesn't work when they get it, I'll believe them. Quite honestly, I don't think there's much to go wrong with these. There's just like a sensor inside. I suppose I could take it apart and see, make sure it's not like all dirty and blown with the resistors and capacitors. You know what I mean? It is a little bit dirty, a little bit yellowed. Anyway, that was 3 for £1. And the third thing was a pickle fork, because I fancied using that for my little pickled onions. Why not, eh? Anyway, that was, as I said, 3 for £1. And then there was something else as well. Another power supply, but I paid a full £1 for this. Yeah, I know. I was ripped off. This is for a HP printer. 0957 2269. Let's have a look. 0957 2269 HP power. That'll do it. £5.92 plus postage, £8.98, £11, £15 posted. Anyway, there you go. That's what this is. So yeah, it was well worth £1. And that's it, I believe. Yeah, £44.50 spent. But I'm hoping for maybe £150 to £200 on just the Hornby stuff, and there's at least £100 in power supplies. Yeah, that's why I was saying to you, maybe I should go around and look for all the power supplies first. As long as people are willing to spend. You see, this was £1. Yeah. On the next stall, there was a guy selling one exactly the same, And I said to him, how much is that power supply? £5. The variety of people where somebody's willing to sell 3 for £1, somebody's willing to sell 1 for £1, and then somebody wants £5. But that person who wants £5, maybe they're traders, and maybe they want to get full whack, and they might be willing to wait a year to get that £5 and carry it about for that long. The people who no longer got the printer that they came with and just want it out of the house, 50p or £1. Yeah. The people who desperately need it because theirs has gone wrong or they can't find it and they've lost it in a move, they're willing to pay £10, £15 for them. So it all depends on what the market is. Anyway, that's the lot. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's just over an hour and 6 minutes. I might cut a bit out, I don't know. No, I don't think I will. I'll keep it on my phone and I'll update it within the next day or two, and I'll put a thumbnail up, and that'll be it. Because, yeah, things are getting to be too much editing, like I said to you before. This was off the cuff, quick, and so yeah, the other one's gone out today, so I'll give it a couple of days and then I'll release this. Don't forget to like and subscribe. As I say, I've had 12 new subscribers this month, so it's coming up slowly. Somebody sent me a very encouraging message saying, well, you've only got another 210 to go. If I give me monetized, and I'm like, yeah, it's 210, not 21. It's not the same, is it? Anyway, it's nice to know that somebody's rooting for me. Thanks for all your encouragement. Right, I'm going to call it. Speak to you later. Bye.